Hello guys! Animals help us in everyday life and at work, but sometimes they are the ones who need help. Today we'll see how caring people save animals without expecting anything in return. And if you're an animal lover, leave your like so we can share these moments of despair together, but with a happy ending. Let's go! This orca looks big, but it's actually just a calf that got stuck in the shallow waters of the sea. A team of dozens of people had to throw water on the animal for several hours until the tide finally rose, and the poor creature managed to get back into the sea on its own and find its mama orca. These people were very surprised when they saw the trap this goat had walked into. But there was no time to find out how it happened, so these caring people sprang into action and saved the animal. The goat is alive and well, but I can't say the same for the motorcycle. It's almost impossible to know which animal they're saving covered in this thick layer of bitumen. This is a moose calf that, without this help, wouldn't have lasted even a few hours, but is now in good hands. They say that in the last 20 years, around 8 million turtles have died because of fishing nets, and the only consolation is that some of these animals are lucky enough to meet kind people. This family of 4 elephants seems to have been waiting for help for a long time. Getting them out of the hole turned out to be very difficult, especially in the case of the huge mama elephant. But the patience of the rescuers was enough to solve the problem. Cats have an incredible superpower of getting into the strangest and sometimes extremely high places, but this one was lucky.
下面我要看一下确定一下下面的状况。
下面没有东西。
好。
He was noticed in time, and 2 ingenious guys found a way to save the kitten. We can bet he found a new home that same day.
好，没事，宝贝，好，没事了啊。
This worker discovered that there was a dog stuck in a pipe and could hardly imagine that he would have to be a surgeon for a day and how difficult it would be to carry out this mission without hurting the animal.
Buttercup, how's that? Come here, boy. Come get Teddy. Come on. How's that foot? Come on.
Do you notice anything different? Pay close attention. Yes, this goose has a prosthesis. The story is this. Buttercup was born with a congenital defect, an inverted paw. Before long, she had to be amputated, and the bird could no longer walk or swim normally, so a new paw was printed on a 3D printer for the Buttercup. Now he looks like a normal goose like any other. It took 5 grown men and a dog to get that horse out of the hole.
Allez, on fait quoi là? On tire. C'est bien. Allez. Voilà.
Ouais, génial.
Là, ma belle, là.
But sometimes 5 people aren't enough.
Allez. Yo, ça va? Yalla. Y'a de ça.
There are only about 5,000 𝘔𝘴𝘪𝘤𝘴 penguins like this in the world, so the life of each of them is very important. This poor guy was found by an Australian zoo staff. He was very malnourished and injured. The team took care of the penguin, fed him, treated him, and released him back into the wild in the hope that this time he will find his way home. Once a small bear cub approached some prospectors working on an Arctic island. He was clearly isolated from the group and depended on the humans for everything. Although the workers weren't against this friendship, it couldn't continue forever, so the Wildlife Protection Authorities decided to send an expedition to pick up the cub and transport it to Moscow so that it could live comfortably in a zoo. Sometimes dolphins that run aground on beaches can't be returned to the ocean immediately, so specialists first carry out a full assessment of their vital signs, provide the necessary assistance, and only then return them to the sea. That's what happened to this little fellow. This little fellow had been trying to get out for so long that he was completely exhausted. If the rescue teams hadn't arrived on time, he definitely wouldn't have had a chance to survive. This guy is simply a genius. It's obvious that the most efficient way to catch a cat is as a box. Would you have this idea? This was the most incredible way these guys found to save a dog that was inside the water drainage system. A box probably wouldn't have helped in this case. Few things make you feel more empathy than what you are about to witness in this rescue.
Are we going to need another bottle?
Yeah, if you want some concentrated oxygen, 800.
Yep. Should be good. You'll be okay.
The most beautiful video we'll see today is this one of children saying goodbye to an adorable seal after it was rescued by local residents. Owls have a very arrogant appearance, but in this case, the bird had no choice but to accept help. After all, it would be impossible to get out of this trap without someone's help.
That's a big bird right there.
That is a big bird. No, he's not eating.
Okay, you ready?
Yeah.
You ready? There you go. That's what you wanted right there.
Apparently, this goat was wandering distractedly and fell into the hole, but fortunately, the off-road motorcyclists who rescued her were more attentive.
把那两条腿先拽住。哎呦我操！好了，幸亏他妈碰到我们了，要不然就死你头了。再见。这辈子发现不了。玩去吧。
Not everyone passing by realized that the bird was alive. She was very dehydrated, so it took very little to save the poor thing. This herd of cattle is watching a companion drown and can't do anything about it, so luckily they've been able to count on the help of people who know what they're doing. This baby squirrel fell from a tree, and the people who rescued him took the opportunity to feed him. It seems that this kitten's brother really wants to help him, but unfortunately he can't. We hope this man manages to get it out without hurting it with his tool, because it's very difficult to get an animal out of such a narrow pipe. Fortunately, there was a happy ending because, as well as having a kind heart, this man also has skilled hands, so the kitten escaped unharmed. One day, this man went for his morning run along the beach and found a dolphin stranded on the sand. So he didn't think twice and did the right thing. It seems that the use of masks has reached even birds, but although masks protect us, they can be very dangerous for animals. This little warrior fell in and spent a few days in this deep pit until the locals suspected something and rescued her just in time for something worse to happen. These firefighters came to save this raccoon from almost certain death, but he doesn't seem to want to cooperate. Well, no problem. The firefighters managed to help this stubborn raccoon. A not-so-obvious consequence of a hurricane is that, due to the force of the elements of nature, some birds are frozen, and we hope that in each of these cases there is always a guardian angel nearby. The irresponsible owners left a bulldog alone in this car in the sweltering heat of Brazil, but luckily, someone realized the animal was dying and called the police.
Aí, estrava pro lado do outro lado, né?
If this kind guy hadn't arrived in time, God knows how badly this deer would have been hurt, but fortunately he escaped without any major problems. A mountain goat decided to take a walk on a frozen Alaskan lake, and look what happened.
Back up, reverse. Easy. Slow.
Not locked down.
But that's okay. Some locals fished the animal by the horns and warmed it up. They released it back into the snowy forest after carefully examining its health.
All right.
This kangaroo ended up falling into a city canal, and there was no way for it to get out. So the consequences could have been serious if the rescue had taken a little longer. But fortunately, the rescue team from the local zoo arrived quickly to save it. The animal was carefully examined and released into the wild. We hope he now stays away from urban areas. Almost everyone is afraid of bats, but that doesn't mean they don't need to be rescued. Especially if you look at these animals closely, you will see that they are very cute and kind. At least that's what 𝘔𝘶𝘴𝘪𝘤𝘴, a girl from Australia who has been rescuing these animals for years. Her videos allow you to get to know these creatures from a completely new perspective. This polar bear got stuck on a mountain, which made the locals very nervous, and to rescue the predator from there, rescuers first had to throw tranquilizer darts to make sure he fell asleep, and then rescue him with the help of cables. But at this stage, things didn't go completely as planned. The animal hung unconsciously for some time, and soon after, the cable stopped holding and the bear fell. The situation was desperate, but miraculously he survived without a scratch. That's all for today, guys. Let us know if you liked this content and leave a like. If you're not already subscribed, tap here now, subscribe to the channel and activate the notification bell. See you next time.